Kick-Ass Podcast. And today we're doing a special Behind the Desk. First time ever Behind the Desk show. And we're going to call this one the Coronavirus Special. And we're locked down here like everybody else is. A lot of our comics won't come here because they're worried about the virus. So instead of doing our normal physical comedy, crazy kind of comedy that we like to do, or our insane game shows with consequence, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do one and talk about the coronavirus here behind the desk the whole time, which kind of bothers me because I'm more of a Chris Farley-esque kind of a comedian, as you probably gathered by now if you've seen some of the other episodes. But anyway, welcome once again to the Coronavirus Kick-Ass Podcast Special. The lockdown's crazy. Man, I've probably watched about 300 or 400 movies in the last 2 months. I've eaten way too much. My gym is closed. I sold my home gym. I gained probably 15 pounds. Man, I was so bored that I even smoked some cigarettes. I was so damn bored, and eating steaks and foods that I never eat before. It's crazy. But I'll tell you, the coronavirus has got to lift pretty soon. They've already taken it off of, I think Texas said screw you to the people that are trying to keep it down, and they're out there doing what they got to do, which we hope we're doing pretty soon too. And this coronavirus, I mean, imagine what happens like when we get something stronger like a vodka virus, or even worse than that. How about like a Jack Daniels virus? You know what they say about Jack Daniels. If alcohol is a crutch, Jack Daniels is the hyperbaric chamber. I mean, you go from, beer is like chewing bubble gum compared to eating tacks with Jack Daniels. And I got to be honest with you, I've been drinking a little bit of that Jack Daniels, and man, that's some rough stuff. You know that the only reason that it's as popular as it is now in the United States of America is back when the Rat Pack was running, Frank Sinatra was under contract to drink Jack Daniels. And that's why, like all the Italian New Yorkers like my father and all that, that's all they ever drank was Jack Daniels. And Frank Sinatra is solely responsible for the popularity of the Jack Daniels in the United States of America. Today I got with me one of our new promising actors. His name is Terry Bird, just like the bird, B-I-R-D. And I met him through one of the other actors, and we become good friends. We ride motorcycles together, we race motorcycles together, and we take the wave runners out in the ocean. And he just moved down from Seattle, and so I want to introduce him. You've probably seen him already on the, he played the brother of the guy that Hector Gordo exorcised in the Hector Gordo's Preacher expose. And then he asked a question to Hector Gordo, the author, right before Hector got tased, and he's still in the hospital, Hector was. That tasing he took, the Mila Nakamura left it on so long that she scarred his nervous system or something, and he threw up all over himself. And it doesn't look really good for Hector Gordo, but we hope to see him back. Maybe when he goes into business, we can expose him again. But anyway, I got Terry Bird here, and he just moved down here from Seattle, and he's a great guy. He can fix anything in the world, so I'm glad to have him for a friend. What's the transition like with you? Do you like Seattle or Florida better?
Oh, I like Florida. Seattle summer, 8 months of the year.
Yeah.
Can't get any better than that.
Yeah, right. That's actually like the Seattle, as you know, is the suicide capital of the United States of America. That's where grunge came from. And what's the guy's name from Nirvana? He blew his head off with a shotgun. And I guess because it rains every single day almost, it's kind of depressing. I mean, in between rains, you got to run to those silly little coffee shops, overpriced coffee shops. And anyway.
That's what I miss.
Yeah,
Starbucks on every corner. I can't find it here.
Yeah, but anyway, we got some more stuff to talk about here today. In fact, when we come back here, we're going to come back. I've come up with some great ideas for things to help you pass your boredom in your lockdown, in the coronavirus lockdown. And I think you're going to find them pretty interesting. So we're going to be back. I just want you to watch this. It's about a minute long, and it's a book that I wrote, one of the 5 that I've written that we'll be passing along to you through the Kindle and the Amazon books. And really, this book is super, super strong. It hits the ground running. It never slows down. It takes place in Key West. It's exciting as all hell. Help our channel out. Help the podcast out and purchase one. I promise you, if you don't like it, send me an email and I'll send you your money back. I guarantee. We'll be right back. About 4 or 5 minutes, right? Bone Key is a hard-hitting thriller about paradise gone bad. Bradley West
Oh, yeah,
is a
yeah.
semi-wealthy New York City stockbroker who is in the middle of a midlife crisis and in desperate need of a lifestyle change. So what does he do? He drops everyone and everything in his life and moves to Key West, Florida to captain his own shrimp boat. Perfect dream, right? Not for Bradley West. A week later, he has crossed paths and fates with a lovely young island temptress with super deadly baggage, a wealthy treasure boat captain with a dark secret, a hard-nosed detective who would like nothing better than to pin a capital crime on him, and a bloodthirsty modern-day pirate who simply wants him dead. Not exactly the plan Bradley had for a life in paradise, and that's just the beginning. Bone Key hits the ground running and never slows enough to allow you to catch your breath right up to its powerful and explosive end. You can get your copy of Bone Key on Amazon.com books. Joe Nolfo, Joenolfo. I promise you, you won't be sorry. Whoa. Yeah, anyway, that's what I was talking about. That's crazy, you know? All right, hey, we're back. Like we were talking about the coronavirus lockdown before, it's crazy. One of the best things that you can do, I promise you, is order my book, that Bone Key book, because there's another book that's coming right behind it called Bloody Tuesday. And I hate to reveal this, but I swear to you, Bloody Tuesday was my swan song. I've written 5 books, and if I had another 250 years to live, I would never write a book as good as the next one, Bloody Tuesday. But you really need to read the first one, Bone Key, so that you're in the know, because this is a reoccurring character series. And we also have, I got 2 other books coming up that are young adult friendly too. They're called Tony Tonga and the Mystic Waterfall, which is an absolute unbelievable book. If I knew somebody from Disney and I gave it to them, it would be a Pixar film in a month, you know, however long it took them to do it. We're going to make that available as time goes on. But anyway, me and my buddy Terry are sitting here. We're on lockdown. We can't drink anymore because our livers hurt. So we said, what the hell, let's just do a show behind the desk, you know. And that way we don't have to, and maybe we will live longer than another 2 or 3 years at the pace we've been drinking that Jack Daniels, you know. But I got some ideas for you guys, and it's a little bit different because we're a little off kilter here at the Kick-Ass Podcast. We're not your normal run-of-the-mill people that you would see in the movie The Jerk when the guy shot the gas station owner because he hated the cans. And those of you that know what I'm talking about. But I got some ideas here, and this is things that you can learn or to do to pass the time. And they might be, if they seem a little bizarre to you, it's because we're a little bizarre here. But I was thinking in my spare time, and I've actually been trying to do it already, I've been trying to learn how to bend a spoon with my mind. You know, and I think I got it to quiver a little bit because I figured, you know, I'm still a single guy, right? And you know how when you sometimes if you're making out with a girl and you're trying to get the damn bra off of her on the back and you can't get it off and it kind of blows the moment because she thinks that you're...
Joe, you might be stuck in your own matrix.
Yeah. Hey, you know, and then when you can't get the bra strap off, she thinks you're inexperienced and it kind of blows the mood. So I was thinking if I could bend a spoon, I could definitely undo a bra with my mind. Now I think I would be very, very popular if I could take a bra off with my mind. Imagine. Boy, that would be nice, you know. But there's something.
Especially if we could go to the beach here, you know.
Oh man!
Open the beaches up and then have you do that.
Can you imagine all the accidents happening down the? Any one of the bikinis that had like the metal oil faster, boing. So I've been working on it, and hopefully that I'll be able to do it. When I do it, I want to do it live on the air for you guys. So I will keep at it. Another one that I tried to do personally, and I actually got a scar on the top of my head. I read the Bible in its entirety, but I figured because I'm locked down, I was so crazy from the overexposure to the Jack Daniels, and I saw the Bible, and I thought I would like to read it again, but I just couldn't read it again, so I tried reading the entire Bible standing on my head from the back page to the front, you know, backwards. And I got to tell you, I had some really confusing religious thoughts after that, man. I didn't know which one begat this one or which one begot that one, but I knew something was messed up, so I had to put it down, and then we drank a little more Jack Daniels. You remember that? And then me and Terry did this too. As you can see, we're both kind of, we attempted to do this anyway. Me and him, we drank a whole entire quart of Jack Daniels. Once again, thank you, Frank Sinatra. And we got as drunk as we could be, and I got a little shaver, Braun, and we tried to shave our hairs to duplicate Mr. T. You remember Mr. T? I pity the fool. And we tried to do that unsuccessfully, and then we sat and we watched all 5 of the Rockies in a row. And I got to tell you, that took me a couple of days to get over with. I don't think that you still have gotten over that one yet, especially with the failure. Both of us failed at the Mr. T thing, you know. But getting back to reading the Bible backwards and upside down on my head, which I tried. You know, I never could get myself all the way through a Stephen King novel because, in my opinion, they're so awful. But then I thought, after almost finishing the Bible, standing on my head backwards, surely I could finish one Stephen King novel, and I still couldn't do it. I think it was like a 300-page book, and I think I got to like 170, and I just had to toss it in the garbage can. I was like, if that doesn't work, nothing ever is going to work. And then me and my friend Terry, another day of Jack Daniels Day, we were really super bored. And so we decided, I came up with the old idea. You remember the old song, 99 Bottles of Beer on the Wall? Well, I came up with the idea, the brilliant idea, of singing it, but starting at 20,999. So here we went, and we were like, 20,999 beers on the wall. And I thank God that Jack Daniels was as strong as it is, because I woke up and I don't have any memory whatsoever of what number we were on, but I think it might have been like in the 18,000s, wasn't it, or something like that. But another thing that you could do, me as a writer, you can write a book about what you did the whole time on your lockdown, and you could come up with a really original name like What I Did While I Was Under Coronavirus Lockdown. And then I would like, if anybody who has a short story that does that, send it to us. And pretty soon we're going to put an address up. It will be known pretty soon. Send it to us, and maybe the best ones we'll read online. What do you think?
I don't know.
And then the one that we came up with that we're going to try to do tonight, when it gets a little darker outside, is we're going to play the old Truth or Dare game.
Well,
but
I got something on that.
Yeah.
The reason I moved here was down in Seattle. The women to men is a 12-to-1. Men to women. So I came here because it's a 1.5 to 2-to-1 women to men looking for a sugar mama. And then they start this coronavirus. How can you date or look for anybody when you're locked down and you got to be 6 feet apart and wear a mask all the time? What is wrong with the world? Well,
I've lived here all my life, so kind of be thankful that the coronavirus is here, because you got that excuse still why you haven't scored any women yet. You see, But anyway, later on tonight, we're going to when it gets a little dark outside, I'm going to light some candles, and me and him are going to sit around the table. We're going to drink Jack Daniels. Thank you, Frank Sinatra. We're going to drink Jack Daniels, and we're going to play Truth or Dare while we're playing The Exorcist in the background, and we're listening to black death metal. You know, the ones like, the children must die! And so I think that's going to be an interesting night with the Jack Daniels. And, that's pretty much all I got to say about the things that you can do while we're on coronavirus. But who does have something to say to you right now is our sponsor. His name is Scam Talkington from Scam Talkington Enterprises, and he has came up with a new invention, the Food Transmorgifier. This thing can turn the worst foods into the best foods. I'm telling you, you got to get one. We're going to go to Scam Talkington, and we'll be back. All right? Did you get a Ford the Transmorgifier yourself? You got one, right? How's it work with the Transmorgifier?
Podcast on life. Hey everybody out there! Scam Talkington coming back at you from Cyberworld inside the Kick-Ass Podcast. I'm going to introduce to you today something that's going to blow your mind. You may never be the same. I know your food's not going to be. I know how dangerous the foods can be out there nowadays. You go out, you buy organic food, you buy this kind of food and that kind of food for triple the money you should be paying, and they're really selling you garbage. But now with my latest invention, Scam Talkington Food Transmorgifier, you can buy the cheapest foods in the world. It doesn't matter where you get them from. Simply put it in the Food Transmorgifier and it comes out perfect. You can buy the cheapest sausages in the world. You know, sausages that have GMOs and steroids and cancers and full of gluten and everything else. You just simply put them in the Transmorgifier, and it cleanses everything. The pork roast no longer has any pork in it. It works for beef. It works for chicken. Anything that you don't like, you can transform it. Heck, you can make a hot dog or lobster on a certain button on this show you how the Remorgifier works. He just stopped by at the Synopsis on the way over here, and he bought a sausage from a convenient mart. Everybody here knows what a convenient mart sausage is. It's pretty much the slaughterhouse floor sweepings, filled with cancer and every other kind of disease known to man. Well, now with the Remorgifier, you don't have to spend a lot of money on a sausage. You can buy one from any corner store and make it as good as any other one you've ever had from the most expensive store anywhere. Simply open up the door of the food Remorgifier, set the food in, and then set the Remorgifier to cleanse for 10 seconds. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give it a shot, Poindexter. How does that sausage taste now?
That smells good, Scamp. That's good.
Another satisfied customer from Scam Talking and Food Remorgifier. Poindexter, simply put your food in like Poindexter did, and 10 seconds later you're enjoying a gourmet meal. And I gotta tell you another thing. This thing will get out any kind of distrustful kind of a food agent that any yellow-bellied doctor's gonna come up with in the future. I'm telling you, this is the new way of the food range right here. No longer do you ever have to worry about rinsing something or boiling it. Simply put it in the food Remorgifier. You just saw Poindexter do it in a mere 10 seconds. He changed the convenience store pork sausage into a gourmet sausage in 10 seconds, believe it or not. And to further prove my point, I searched the entire world, and I found the leading expert in the world on the food Remorgifiers, and she said it works. Here she is. It works. So that's it, folks. I've introduced you to the machine. Poindexter showed you how to use it. We had the leading scientists vouch for it. All that's left for you to do is to call this number on the bottom of the screen here and get your own Scam Talking Food Remorgifier for 19 payments of $199. Do it! Hello, everybody out there. Hey, Scam Talking here. I'm going to introduce to you today something that's going to blow your mind with my latest revolutionary offer to make you rich.
I'm Candy Carter, and you're watching Kick-Ass Podcast Online.
That's why you gotta get your own food. Hey, we're back. Madman Joe here, Terry Berg. We're sitting here at the KAP at the big desk. Got to buy a food Remorgifier. I'll tell you that Scam Talkington, that guy, he's a scientist, just unbelievable. The things that he invented, the man's changing the world. I mean, he's like the next Jeff Bezos. You know what I mean? This guy Scam Talkington, like he said, you can make a lobster out of a hot dog with a Remorgifier. I mean, it's amazing. I've seen it work. So everybody needs to pick up a food Remorgifier because that'll help the podcast also. And speaking of the podcast, I just want to talk to you guys out there. You know, this is our 6th show. We're still in our infancy as far as a podcast, but man, we're having a lot of fun doing it. We've playing a few games with consequences. The bucket list is coming your guys' way. Maybe next week. Wait till you see that one. It's hilarious. It's like a Jackass style kind of a game. Terry, you were part of that one.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I think Terry caught some fish guts in the head from that one. Wasn't that?
That was one smelly job.
Yeah.
And hard to get cleaned up afterwards.
Yeah, and I've got cats too, so he was pretty popular in the house until he got out of here. But man, we're doing. We got so many different characters. We got Scuzzy the Clown. We got Scam Talkington. We got Hector Gordo. You know, we're only 6 in, man. We're only 6 in, and we're gonna get more bizarre. We're gonna get more crazy. We're gonna get more outlandish. It's gonna get more violent. It's going to be like you're not gonna know if you're watching the damn Jackass movie or you're watching our podcast because they're gonna melt together and they're gonna be. I mean, I will not stop pushing the envelope until we got 20 million viewers, and I want to be like Johnny, you know, Johnny Appleseed. I want to be like Johnny Happy Seed, spreading the seeds of happiness across the country. But I mean, I'm not going to stop until then because I lay in bed, I'm tortured. I lay in bed and all I can think about is more characters, and like like for instance Hector Gordo. Those of you that have watched all 3 of his appearances, and I got to give you a little heads up too. We've heard that he's improved a little bit in the hospital, but while he's in the hospital, he's been mumbling. People have been talking to him. His family was crying. His wife was, what are you going to do now, Hector? What are you going to do? And he said he had a vision that he's going to be a rap star. So
That'll be good.
I think when Hector gets out, when and if Hector gets out and he has a successful recovery that we're all hoping he does, hopefully he can be a rap star and maybe we can catch up to him again. But anyway, so you're pretty new. Of course, we're all new, but I mean, you came in the last 3 episodes. So
Yeah.
what do you like about this show the best?
Well, I liked Scam Talkington, but Hector Gordo is my favorite.
Yeah, he's one.
Are you enjoying or having fun playing Hector Gordo?
Yeah, Hector Gordo is so much fun to play because like I said before, I'm like from that Chris Farley school, man. I like the I like the violent comedy. I like the action comedy. I like to fall down on the ground and spin and jump through a window and all that, which we're going to do. We're going to get crazier and crazier. Like I said, I promise you, we're going to be the most entertaining comedy podcast, which there really isn't many of, especially ones that are worth mentioning. But yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun, man. And I think next week we got an interview coming up with the man that actually freed Hurricane Carter from prison. You remember, those of you who are older, I'm sure I have to remind, but those of you that are younger, Hurricane Carter was the middleweight champion of the world, or almost a champion of the world. He was one fight away, and he got framed, a lot of people believe, for shooting 5 people in a bar. And he went to prison for many years, like 25, 28 years or something. And this one guy, he's an attorney that read into a story, decided and believed 100% that he was framed, and he went on his own dime, and for 3 or 4 years went after, and he got this guy exonerated. You remember him? Bob Dylan wrote the song Hurricane about him. Denzel Washington played Hurricane Carter on the movie. They actually made a major motion picture about Hurricane Carter being released. And next week we've got the man, the attorney, good attorney, which I haven't met many.
That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. He actually on his own dime and he never charged him a penny. He went years into this and he had everything thrown out, and he freed the man before he died. Wow. He died, a few years after, but at least he didn't die in a little tiny 8x8 prison wait to go to the electric chair. So we got that, and then after that we're going to have some more crazy, violent, physical comedy. And it's just going to get crazier and crazier and crazier, and I'm glad that you're a part of it, sir.
Well, I think this is fun.
Well, I think you're
crazy fun.
In 6 months, you're going to be a stunt man. You're probably going to go off to Hollywood and roll down stairs and stuff after I get done with you,
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I'll just keep on rolling.
All right. Well, listen, I hope everybody enjoyed the coronavirus special here on the Kick-Ass Podcast. I'm Madman Joe, and you got Terry Bird, and we will see you next week.